Now I can.
No, I only hear my fucking cat making noises at me.
Love me, Daddy!
Love me! You're not mommy!
Well, I'm
Where's
proud of your
mommy?
cats. Proud of your cats for figuring that out.
Yeah. They're cats. So, welcome to BeerThralls presents the Beer Protocol. I'm James.
Hi, James.
I'm drinking water. I'll be back to alcohol next week. Jake, what are you doing?
Sure, liar.
I'm posing.
Well, you're definitely a poser.
Yep. Hi, this is Jake. I am drinking Newton's Folly, a semi-dry cider.
Ooh.
It's
Go ahead.
it's apples.
Yay, apples. I like them apples.
Oh,
and
that's
I'm
good.
drinking. You're welcome.
Who are you?
I'm Matt. I'm drinking a high noon of watermelons.
Ooh. Cheers, gentlemen.
Clink.
Tink. So today we're gonna talk about Stucker.
Oh, I thought we were talking
Gesundheit?
about Warhammer or War Machine Mark IV.
We are.
No necromancy. You can't resurrect that which is dead. However, what is dead can never truly die. So maybe it'll shamble back onto our table sometime
No,
in
it's
the next
not.
year.
God,
Considering
no, I'm not
Hordes-
spending more money on a different game.
They were like, we're not gonna make Hordes a separate game. We're gonna put it in War Machine. Doesn't make any sense. Why is it now just War? Anyways, great.
They're literally just codifying.
Fucking that game.
We'll edit
Anyway.
all of this out. This is unrelated.
No.
So we're going to start talking about Hydra and Marvel Crisis Protocol, a new affiliation that is now in release. Today's episode's going to talk about Baron Strucker, the only member of Hydra to have both cards spoiled.
I know.
Both sides of his cards spoiled. I will, at my insistence, yell at them to talk about Armin Zola and new Red Skull once we figure out the magic of letting go of our preconceptions of what a card should have on it before we can review it.
No, it's not preconception. It's normal.
You mean both sides so we can actually be accurate, which is the BeerThralls way.
And straightly aligned.
James, kick this man off. His account's been taken over by a hacker.
For your punishment, read the card.
Damn it. Well, Baron Strucker, Wolfgang von Strucker, is a 4 defense.
I'm sorry,
3.
is he Swedish? What happened there?
I tried.
You did.
4 physical, 3 energy, 3 mystic defenses with 5 health, 3 threat, size 2, medium move. He's got a standard builder called Plasma Bolt with Wild on Incinerate. He's got a spender called The World Is Mine, which is physical. It is range 2, 7 dice. After this attack is resolved, the character removes 1 damage from itself for each damage dealt.
That's basically snacking on Venom.
Shush you.
I mean,
shush.
But cheaper.
Is the rest of the card better than Venom? It has better energy defense.
You shut the hell up while he's reading.
Yes, actually. He is a leader of Affiliation Hydra. He has Hydra High Council. Once per turn after an attack is made by an allied character is resolved. If the attack dealt damage, the allied character may use this leadership ability. Choose 1 special condition the allied character has. If the defending enemy character does not have the chosen special condition, it gains it, and the allied attacking character loses that special condition. Additionally, once per turn, when an enemy character gains a special condition, the allied character that caused the effect may remove 1 damage from itself. He has Death Spore Virus for 2 power. 1 other characters within 3 of this character gain the Poison special condition. He also has Reaction Arrogance for 1 power. When this character is attacking before rolling attack dice, you may use this superpower. During this attack, add skulls in the attack roll to the total number of successes for the attack roll. During this attack, add skulls in the defense roll to the total number of successes for the defense roll. He also has Strategic Genius, which is always on. This character and other allied characters within range 2 of it may re-roll 1 die in their attack roll or defense rolls, and he has Healing Factor 1. His injured side is exactly the same. Go!
Look how relevant an injured side. I wanted to talk about Red Skull.
No.
Sorry, I'm just trolling
You can't
now.
talk about his injured side. It doesn't
No,
have
we'll
one.
talk about him and his take pointing like a War Machine
That's not
Warhammer
even the
model, going,
model.
"Bring me over there."
That's just terrain with a Red Skull on it. It's not his
I-
actual character model.
Well, I'm gonna be putting that on a very tiny base and going, "That's my new Red Skull, damn it."
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Measure from the base, not the model.
Um,
Okay. Baron Strucker, kind of interesting. So I like that from the get-go, there have been 3 Hydra models revealed, and 2 of them have leaderships. What does that mean to me? That
That
means
every Eagle organization believes that everyone that themselves are the leader.
also true. I also think that there's a decent chance a number of models that already exist in the game will be in the Hydra affiliation instead of releasing a whole wave of Hydra
Bucky.
dedicated models.
Bucky Barnes.
A lot of, I wouldn't surprise me at all if a lot of Cabal are kind of retroactively in Hydra. So it's kind of cool that we get 2 abilities right off the bat. And for this ability, super interesting from a list splash because you're immediately just like, okay, cool. What special conditions can we inflict? Death Spore Virus on Baron Strucker here is an excellent example of just healing is good. I'm gonna heal. I have to do a check. I have a spreadsheet somewhere, but there is. I wonder what the correlation is between people who can inflict conditions that they themselves are immune to. I don't think it's very high.
It's
I
not.
think you could deal back the same condition they're inflicting in most circumstances.
I
ahead.
do have to say, getting Incinerate on a wild on your basic attack, well done. That's a good special condition.
Incinerate's good.
Yeah, and I do appreciate that now they've taken away all the good healing from tactics cards. He has a way to heal himself up.
Oh,
He actually
everyone
has a
does.
lot of healing.
Yeah.
I will point out that Plasma Blast, the only difference on this attack on a 3-threat model, the only significant difference here between him and Cable, a 5-threat model,
Yeah, I didn't
is
wanna bring
Cable
it
has
up.
2 more range.
I did want to bring it up. Thanks, you jackass.
Why would you take Cable anymore?
Because
Unless
I
you
play
had to.
X-Force.
Yeah, X-Force.
They either need to make Cable better or give someone else an X-Force ability
I
because
think-
the boy is
Yeah.
whelming.
I think
but back
if you
to-
drop down to 4, he'd be fine. But back to
Baron
Strucker.
It's a good. It's one of the best things about Cable is that builder and the ability to hand out Incinerate.
Yep.
So I'd also say it's a great starting point for Baron Strucker. It's a good attack.
Yeah.
The World Is Mine is close range, high damage, lots of healing potentially, but it is somewhat reined in, only 7 dice and relatively expensive.
Yeah.
It's worth noting you're probably going to hit sort of a peak on how much power Baron Strucker can actually spend from turn to turn. Because Death Spore Virus is very good. I would look for opportunities to throw poison out in mass. Side note, consider taking Omega Red and Baron Strucker together. That's a 4-threat and a 3-threat character that have a lot of combined poison synergy.
That's actually a really good combo, and he's immune to poison.
Omega
Is he?
Red is.
Omega Red is.
Oh.
Is he?
I believe he's immune to poison.
I don't think he is.
I don't
Screw
think
it.
he is.
We'll figure
His
it out later.
abilities.
Well, while Jake looks that up.
Oh, he is. He is. Disregard.
Okay.
Well, I was going to say, because even if Omega Red poisons Baron Strucker, Strucker could hand it out still using his leadership ability.
Yep. Also, bringing Mordo with him wasn't bad to help spread that out further away.
Mordo in general. Basically, I would very strongly look into who can inflict status conditions and try to make sure everyone on your squad can do at least one status condition and maybe diversify so that you're not blocked by one crazy lunatic who brings, oh, we're all immune to bleed.
Well, see,
I wait before you say wait before you say anything. Hey, newbie.
Yeah.
Our little noob. You
What's up?
fucking said something was absolutely brilliant, and we just kind of glanced right over it. We did Baron Mordo, and we were just like, yeah, but when are you going to be able to like have somebody who has a status condition and he can spread it around to everyone else around him?
Hey,
Like,
we finally found the one of 2 models that could do that.
This right here.
Yeah.
Where Baron Mordo can just literally be like, oh crap, I'm incinerated. Dunk. Cool, you're now incinerated. All your friends have incinerate.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's, God, I didn't think of that. It's really good. It's also worth noting that unlike some other things we've seen, this leadership does not cost any extra rider or any extra cost. You just have to deal damage with an attack.
Yeah.
Yep. which means
Which
your
even
now
Mordo
Bucky,
can
who
do.
does range 5, can now start spreading shit downtown.
It's very good.
Dude, that was a
yeah,
really good point.
Well done.
I got it. I did one finally.
All right,
I'm
game
proud
off.
of me.
He's
All right,
set to
game's
ascend.
dead. Matt earned it. Matt figured out the game. Game off.
So what I was saying earlier is after a while, I'd say probably by or somewhere around round 3, given the model count in this game and where you put Baron Strucker, you might not have any viable Death Spore virus targets anymore. So which leaves just Arrogance, which Arrogance is pretty okay. You both get to count skulls for your attacks successes and your opponent's defense successes.
So
Your opponent's usually rolling less dice than you. You probably make out on this.
yeah, I don't like that I have to share my ability with my opponent though.
He's a 3-threat model.
Yeah.
He has a good attack, he has a cool leadership, and he has a strong status condition.
I know.
Not everything's going to be bonkers good.
Well, I know, but I'm also thinking from how I play, I'll probably never use it because that'll be the turn James is like, well, I'm going to roll 3 skulls. Oh,
Yeah.
good. Thanks for playing that, Matt.
Are you guys familiar with the term ribbon ability?
No.
No.
So this is pretty much like a quintessential ribbon of like, it's not critical, it's nice. It's a nice to have. It's a ribbon. Like, cool, best in show. Or has a reactive power.
Oh. Well, that's cool.
I'm probably never going to think very hard about this. Or
I'm
again.
not. Yeah.
Strategic Genius is cool. Remember how everyone splashed Baron Zemo for years and years now?
Yeah,
to
you
get
know
his
what I'm
free
gonna do?
reroll scattered around?
I'm going to put the two of them together in a list.
Yeah.
In X-Force. And then rapid fire your way to victory.
I mean, I was already kind of doing that, but I'd probably bring him.
Also, I'm willing to bet decent money Baron Zemo will be in Hydra when the full affiliation is revealed.
Along with Bucky.
Wow, you really want Bucky. So
he's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Probably will be good. So I'd say there's actually going to be a decent-sized bubble of free rerolls for attack and defense, possibly even stacking between Strucker and Zemo, the Baron reroll. I really want every single Baron character in MCP to have this ability
Just
now.
have a reroll.
It's privilege, dear boy.
Damn it.
What is the glass ceiling where everyone hits Baron level but can't quite make Duke? It's just like, we're just stuck right here.
God damn, I wish we could reroll 2 dice instead of 1.
That's going to be the 5-threat Baron when he eventually appears.
Be Prince Zemo.
I actually. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jake.
I was gonna say finally, for a base rundown of his abilities with some strategic layer, healing factor. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's
Healing
good.
factor is always good.
It means you could potentially take exceptional healing and mitigate an entire attack down to 1 damage. Since I think the only requirement for that is you have healing factor.
Yes, it is.
So, go ahead and do your second comment, and I'm going to ask a question.
Also, make sure you don't forget about it, though, because it's just one tiny little line on the card. It's easy to remember you get passive healing.
Yep.
It's easy to forget.
Time.
Get those little sticky arrows, like the that you can do, like the tabs, like we sign here. Just stick it right on the card.
That's brilliant. I'm so doing it. Thank you, James.
Welcome.
I do appreciate that we have a good, decent 3-threat model that likes to ask questions, which we really haven't had, especially with the the Hydra High Council, because now it finally it's a good way to punish your opponent from trying to pass out status conditions.
Or at the very least, make them think about it. Or, okay, so actually, would it stop me from giving out status conditions? No, because my opponent still has to take some kind of action.
So let me ask you this: while we're talking about that, can you pass off a status condition to somebody who already has that status condition?
No.
It specifically says if the defending character does not have the chosen condition.
So, if somebody hit, like say poison, his Death Spore virus, if he does this and you hit like 2 of your own guys, there's only one person within range, and they have poison because of the Despora virus. You now have 2 of your guys that has poison too. They can't pass it off to anyone unless they move to attack somebody else. So be
Yeah.
very careful about that. And think about like, cool, like I have 3 people with Incinerate. Well, if you're trying to focus one character, say like, I don't know, Juggernaut.
Malekith.
You know, an 80s hardcore rock cover.
Or Brother Voodoo.
If you're trying to like focus down somebody, don't count on this actually helping you.
Really?
Yeah, because if you got like multiple people with the same status effect, one passes it off, the other ones are still going to have it because they can't pass it off.
Well, that's more just better planning on your part. Like, do take care not to inflict your own boys with the virus unless you're up for some crazy plan where you're like, hey, my team is near me, the enemy team is not. Here, take these virus canisters. Don't worry if they're leaking. Hand them to the other people once you get there.
Here, eat this.
And
It's a
you
vitamin.
deploy the virus.
So the
Like
only
you
thing
just slap a virus on Black Cat and then send her on her merry way to that distant objective to slap a man.
Thank
I
you,
mean-
Jake. Thank you. The other idea I had with that is basically like round 1, he just kind of goes, oh, Bucky, hold this. Shoot that guy.
I'm gonna
Just-
give you some viral
just
bullets.
Give him the virus and then have Bucky the next turn just be like, I got range 5 gun. Bang. Cool.
Yeah,
You're the virus.
Which
especially
makes sense if you're going to
since-
bring him and
oh, go
Oh, sorry. I was saying him and Hawkeye together would be
Yeah.
a perfect deploy system. It's just
Oh,
how
good
much
lord.
can you really hand out
2.
in that way?
Actually,
optimal
Hawk-
2.
perhaps thematically appropriate. Once again, Hawkeye would be I think, a really interesting splash under a Hydra list helmed by Strucker because Hawkeye has easy access on all of his attacks. Because also remember, the affiliation says once per turn.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get an attack during your opponent's turn, you
Mhm.
absolutely can still do this.
Yes.
Can Venom be in Hydra?
Depending.
Why not?
If I can,
I'd say-
if I can do snacking outside of my turn, plus give
It
them.
says
both.
allied character, sir. So
Mhm.
yes.
Oh, is it?
both-
Wait. It's not off an attack, right?
Off an attack.
So you can't
Yeah.
do it with like Black Widow's retaliation or Zemo's
Correct.
retaliation.
But if you give them a status condition, you can still at least heal one, which might have some weird interactions. One I wanted to look up. Go ahead and say something else about it while I double check if this works.
So it's really weird. It's like, okay, so say like Zemo's retaliate, where it just says, cool, spend this and have them roll so many dice, and on a crit, they take a damage. That's not an attack. You can't pass off a special condition off of that attack or off of that power.
Correct.
Like throwing is not an attack technically either. Yes, you in the middle.
Judge, I have a question about Ronan the Accuser.
I have an answer about Ronan the Accuser.
So Ronan has a reactive power for 0 cost called the Accuser. That lets him double check. Oh wait, never mind. Oh wait.
I like the
So,
layers
apparently
of
we
like
don't need a
emotion, the emotion layers you have here, which is
there
oh
might
no,
need to be an
oh
FAQ
yes,
in this particular interaction. So the Accuser lets Ronan as a reactive power. He has 2 reactive powers which are applicable to this conversation. Ronan has Judgment. When him or an allied character within range 3 is damaged by an enemy effect, he can spend 2 to give them the Judgment special condition.
so it gives them the special condition.
Judgment, which would trigger a Hydra High Council to have Ronan regain a health.
Yes. Would heal.
Yep.
Yes.
He also has the Accuser. If an effect would cause him to be dazed or KO'd, he can spend 0 to immediately move short and make 1 attack, targeting the enemy character that caused that effect. And then he
Yes.
is dazed or KO'd.
Oh, if
Yes.
he heals.
What if he heals in the middle of that?
Read the power, because there's a couple people that do this kind of nonsense.
Because so far this really only exists. There's one other thing I think of, which is the Blackwater tactic card, which specifically states if they would heal as a result of that free attack, they are
They
no
would
longer
no longer
dazed.
be dazed.
But does it say this is an
Accuser.
attack?
This is an attack.
He makes an attack of his choice, which could include his spender, Creed Justice for 4, which gives stun and stagger if he does any damage with it, which would trigger the heal on Hydra High Council.
So does it say it when he would become, or if he would become? So there's a timing thing, because
if an enemy, let me finish real quick because I think I'm about to answer your question. If an enemy effect would cause him to be dazed or KO'd, he triggers the power to go move short and take his attack. However, it still says then this character is dazed or KO'd after resolving that effect. So
heal wouldn't matter.
I'm inclined to think the heal wouldn't matter, but I'm also not aware of any other way in the game off the top of my head for someone to have health, to not be at full damage, but also be dazed or KO'd.
Unless they FAQ it, the card as red would say after this attack he would become dazed or KO'd. Doesn't matter if he's got a billion health on him at that point.
Yeah. That's an interesting interaction. I would also hazard Ronan might be an interesting splash with Hydra because he has a 0 cost 5 dice range 4 that can throw shock around.
Yeah.
So he can pretty easily throw a rare element, a rare condition. He has his did you hit one of my friends? Judgment on a stick, which is pretty easy to hand out during your opponent's turns. As per its purpose.
Ghost Rider have something similar?
Ghost Rider gets power.
He gets power.
Yeah.
No, he's actually anything that goes cool. Just have stats effects. Just passing them out like crazy is perfect for Strucker.
And randomly, Ronan has immunity poison. So he could be in your splash zone with Omega Red and Strucker and be perfectly fine.
God dang it. That's this
cool.
is getting the more layers we peel back, it's just like, oh,
he's the perfect onion. He's Shrek.
This is great. I mean, he's green too, so
beautiful.
He's that combination of Shrek and One Punch Man.
Oh my god, he is. I love it. He is One Punch Man.
No. So, can we talk about tactic cards?
Sure.
Yeah, go.
There are no tactic cards for Baron Strucker.
Then why the fuck did you do this to us?
Because he had to put it in the episode, James.
Oh my god.
Okay. So far for what's listed, because there's only one card listed for his box, and it is for Zola, the other model in the box specifically. So, but I've never seen a release of any box only have one tactic card in it. So there's a decent chance there's another one they just haven't spoiled yet. Could be generic Hydra. It could be specific. There is one generic Hydra card in Red Skull's box that he could potentially use. It's a Hydra affiliation card called Inevitable Betrayal. During cleanup, before victory points are scored, an allied Hydra character can spend 8 power to play this card. Choose an enemy character. Yeah. Choose an enemy character within range 2 that is contesting a secure. The chosen character counts as one of your characters for contesting this round.
Hey, Criminal Syndicate, remember how you're kicking my ass on that? Kingpin's mine. Mine!
God dang it. So
now it's super expensive, but at the right time, scoring a high value contest or denying your opponent a contest could be a swing of anywhere from 2 to 4 points. That could be around round 3. That could tip the entire momentum of the game back your way.
Yeah.
Nope.
What I would also say immediately, if you see someone bring this on Gamma Shelters, pay attention to what's happening.
You hand out poison and stun like there's no tomorrow.
Because all it takes is for them to go to, because you do have to be within 2 of the person playing it. So positioning is still going to be really important. But you could always, on your opponent's home Gamma Shelter, the one that scores you a lot of points and doesn't score them very many, you could always have whoever they have back there babysitting so you don't easily score it, flip to Hydra for a round, and you get a big point score. Especially if it's someone with a huge base, like, anyone in your affiliation.
Yeah.
Hulkbuster.
So the cost of it is going to be the big deterrent. That's an extremely expensive tactic card. Is Strucker going to be the one who plays it for you?
God, no.
Strucker does not have a ton of power generation. It feels like to me. He does have.
Malcat that I'm bringing with this is going to do it.
He definitely doesn't have no power generation. He has standard builder, power for damage, and he has 1 per turn. And he doesn't have that many things he could spend on if you really want to save up for it. But
I'd rather be saving it so I can do
Yeah.
Deathsport viruses, arrogance, that kind of shit.
yeah,
Spending out the world is mine constantly because I'm going to be there anyway, so I might as well be healing up all the wounds.
Yeah, he's
I was gonna
definitely
say-
not a backline like person. He's gonna be in the scrum of it. Oh, what else can we say about this guy?
That we're
it's
gonna
weird.
paint
Like
him yellow and red.
I think, get out your greens, yellows, and
God
red.
dang it.
Baron Strucker, I think, is a really solid 3-threat model. I think he's got an interesting leadership ability. I want to see the rest of the Hydra affiliation before I kind of make any judgment calls.
Yeah.
Because again, you're gonna want people who can both deal status afflictions really consistently. So people who have superpowers just reach out and touch someone and give them status conditions is probably going to be a safe bet, as opposed to people who have to land specific dice combinations to give out status conditions.
Watch out for, say, like Asgardians. They can just be like, I just get rid of it.
Yeah, but if anything, that gives you more opportunities to heal because now you can keep inflicting the same status condition
Over and over and over again, like poison.
Yeah.
You're gonna be handing out left and right.
Geez, I just remembered that Baron Zemo has bleed on pretty much all of his attacks.
Yep.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah, like-
Also, Deathsport virus, even though it affects your own characters, will not heal you because it's not an enemy character.
Correct.
Well, the hope is that you're using it when there's an enemy character around, and your guys are just pawns.
Yeah, preferably a bunch of enemy characters. No, I think Baron Strucker's really interesting. His main weaknesses are probably not being Balakith.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any particularly soft spots. He is a little low health, but he has lots of health regen built into his card. So he could last a bit longer than your opponent might think.
He's a solid 3-threat model. He's a perfect right in the center, not too good, not too bad, Goldilocks 3-point model.
Would you guys splash him to take advantage of strategic genius and free rerolls in other rosters?
Because he's just Baron Zemo, but better.
I say he does bring a little more of the table, because even without Hydra High Council for his leadership, he has the world is mine and healing factor to heal him and keep him in the table longer. And he sure does have most of Cable's basic builder.
Yeah.
Incinerate on a stick is still pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't think so. And let me Cabal. Unless I had people passing out tons and tons of status conditions, and Criminal Syndicate doesn't do that, and neither does Spyrofoes.
Well, this is for splashing.
I know, but like I'm saying, like
well,
I'm not
that,
in
that
in my
doesn't
lists.
matter for splashing.
Well, true. In my lists, there's not
you're
much.
Basically,
I can't. There's not much I can do with them.
Yeah, it's part of it is at 3-threat. It is such a tight competition.
Plus, I don't think he's actually would be good without his leadership. I think his leadership makes him really really tanky. If you splash him somewhere else, he now becomes like a weak 3-point.
I mean, it
I'd
depends.
say he's still moderately tanky, but you are correct that he loses a lot of durability and sort of like the big wow factor without his leadership.
Yeah, but I mean, if my choice is between him and Baron Zemo, I may take him over Baron Zemo given the opponent. Like I would put them both in, if I'm running, my X-Force / Black Force roster or Blackwater roster.
No, make that combined list.
But I run my Black Force roster. I would probably bring both of them because they each solve different problems as a good splash in, and I still get the same effect and the reason I brought them, the range to reroll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't see myself splashing him into anything other. No. Now, seeing his card, seeing a couple of the things that are coming out for the actual Hydra faction, I might actually start a Hydra faction, but then see how it kind of like fits in with, say, Lizard, and a couple people in Spider Foes, and then kind of be like, cool, can I combine these two together? But until I know more about the Hydra faction,
Yeah.
probably not.
Yeah, but
Fair enough.
I'm very happy that the appearance of Hydra is coming out pretty solid.
Yeah, not
It's not going to be
Cabal.
great. Yeah, it's not going to be great. It's not going to be terrible. I think it's just going to be a good, right in the middle list, which is kind of what you want.
First, we get Hydra with all of its wacky Nazi villainy. Then we're going to get AIM with a new version of MODOK. This is not actually true. This is just like big picture villain wish keeping. We're going to get a bunch of. Actually, does AIM have any characters, or is it all just faceless goons?
It's all faceless goons.
Never mind. I don't want AIM. Screw AIM.
AIM would be nice if it was like MODOK, but then like he did like the ninjas and the shield agents, and just had
and just summon beekeepers.
summon just. Poof.
No, please no.
Oh god, I really do want just a bunch of like the hazardous suit yellow, like horrible to paint, but faceless goons.
You know, I'll be have to doing Venture Brothers, and every time you play that, James, I'm just gonna be talking like this to you.
Why do you have to wait for AIM to do that?
Well, because it's more fun and bothers James more when there's a reason for it than
this
he just
model will be your reckoning.
Hey,
all right, we are wandering far afield. Thank you guys so much for watching our overview on Baron Strucker.
Thanks.
Remember, vowels don't exist in German. You have to just punch through them.
You just like a French defensive line. All right, so thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.